Alright, so audio ligne de Poké, Mike Tessier pour un autre Masquerada Songs and Shadows. Juste un petit jeu que j'ai trouvé dans les bannières. Dans la bannière des jeux indie en rabais. Pas déçu, il a pas coûté très cher. Quoi, non, lui il a coûté plus que 10 pièces. Mais il avait de l'air intéressant, graphiquement très beau. Le gameplay pas ce que je pensais, mais c'est pas mauvais.
Fractured.
Lucius says that ever since the War of Bearings began, the Masqueraders have been fragmenting, returning back to their factions, the way things were before my brother.
And which faction has Razatov?
They call themselves the Dactytes. They're the ones we met at the Quiet Order.
Led by the Herald.
Exactly.
And what do you plan to do?
Find this Herald and get Razatov back. Simple as that.
There you are. Is she the result of the Cleaver?
Result?
How did you find us?
I returned to the White Spire this morning. Inspectori Lucia was there. Apparently, she'd been here for most of last night.
Can't hide forever.
Marshal, this is Armadea. She'll be lending us her expertise in the Dementicate.
You've spoken to her of the artifacts, then?
We have.
So, what are they? What do they do?
We're not entirely sure yet. Our leads in the Cleaver were destroyed.
What are your plans now?
We need to get Razatov back from the Masqueraders, a faction of them called the Dactytes to be specific, and we're going to do that by finding the Herald, their leader.
Direct. How refreshing. And how do you intend to find this Herald?
By finding Lysandra Rorik.
What?
The leader of the Mask Runners.
Make a distinction, Marshal. Lysandra leads the Melakate. They're not the Mask Runners with Razatov.
Just tell me which groups I should be taking note of.
The first, the Dactytes, a new faction led by the Herald who have Razatov. The second, what remains of the Melakate, led by Lysandra, my brother's second in command.
And you want to find her because you believe she can lead us to the Herald?
Yes, and Lucia concurs.
Inspectori, those are mask runners you're talking about associating yourself with.
We're not colluding with them. We just need information.
They are fugitives of the law.
If you have another suggestion on how we should find Razatov, please, I'm all ears.
I hope you know what you're doing.
To find her, Lucia has suggested that we turn to a character called the Bloodless.
I suppose that is a smart move.
No.
Lucia didn't tell me very much about the man.
He is a man without honor.
He is a smart man of the Laboris Solus who recognizes the power of information and secrets. If there is anyone that can track a person down in the city, it is him.
The Luca have spent years attempting to locate this man. He's crossed more than a few of my guild's boundaries.
Note that we are not here to tend to the Golden Guild's interests.
You might not be.
You think Favio will be happy with you stopping this investigation just to catch one man?
Fine. I will not act against him.
I do not trust him.
Calden.
I am sorry, Cicero, but there are entities in this city that I do not wish to be involved with.
For the sake of your brother, even?
As long as I don't ever have anything to do with him.
And how do you intend to establish contact with this enigma?
You seem to know a thing or two about him.
I've worked with one of his messengers before, Vasco Tessitore. He's often found in a tavern called the Bleeding Beetle. That is our best bet.
Then what are we waiting for?
What do you want?
You seem troubled.
I stick with you for one day, and already I'm part of plans to venture into the darkest parts of the city. Masked runners, the bloodless.
It is often in the shadows do secrets hide. And we are chasing big secrets.
What do you think the city will be like, once we find Razatov and the artifacts?
Well, Masquerines will no longer be scarce, which means the fundamental threads that our society has been woven from will change. And that even begins to affect our world. The guilds might not even need to exist. The titles of Contadoni and Masquerada might cease to mean anything. I really don't know.
I suppose we'll find out.
Sure you don't want to come?
Yes.
He's going to help us find your brother, you know.
Then I'll be glad when he does.
I'll see you later, then. Ven, are you still interested in that hobby of yours? Collecting stones and fine metals and all that?
I haven't changed that much.
Well, have a look at this, please, and tell me all you can of it.
What is it?
I was hoping you could tell me. I have a feeling it's got at least a few, special properties.
I'll do some tests and measurements and get back to you about it when you return.
One last thing. Don't tell the Marshal about it, if you could.
My lips are sealed.
Where did you go?
Don't be stupid.
You've seen how he is. He's a good man, Elena.
Even good men have standards.
I hope you're not talking about me.
Sir,
Sir, we were just...
nothing.
You were just nothing? Well, if that's really the case...
We'd like to practice the Vicifer, sir.
Brother!
Both of you?
I apologize, sir. My brother...
Let him speak.
Yes, the both of us, sir. Meliari for myself and Messaniari for my sister.
Well, if you want to practice the Vicifer, you're going to need a piece of equipment from a Masquerada, aren't you?
Yes, sir, but we understand if you don't want to do this. After all, we have nothing to our name and no credentials and...
Will this do?
Sir...
That's not an answer.
What? It would do fantastically, sir. There's enough space for the inscriptions involved in Meliare.
And the blade is more than enough to paint on. Are you sure, sir?
Well, the worst that could happen is I get an ugly blade back, isn't it?
All right, just a minute, sir. We'll do some basic forms.
Now, the moment of truth. The energies do flow smoother.
It worked, brother!
I don't believe it. Thank you, sir.
Well, if there's anything more I can do...
Sigils, sir. Anything that has complicated Dementicate symbols. I'd like to try my hand at the more complex workings.
Well, I'll keep an eye out. And you, Elena?
If you could find plants of the more exotic variety, I could use their dyes. A larger palette drastically alters the effects of Messaniare.
I'll bring back anything I can find. Now, hold on. Since you're both trained in the Vicifer, you think you could handle this?
We're all Mascarenes.
I don't intend on getting bogged down with the documentation if I have to go through the registry's artisans to get these touched up.
Sir, this is basic work. We can get these up to scratch in no time.
Good. Until then, however, we have business to attend to.
Where, sir?
An establishment called the Bleeding Beetle. You know of it?
It's one of our favorite haunts, sir.
Excellent. Off we go then.
Alright. Huh. Okay. j'ai ça. J'ai juste ça. Ça donnerait quoi? Restaure 2% de la charge du masque, plus 25% de dégâts, plus 20 de chance de... 20 de chance de... Ah ouais, je peux juste leur donner, je peux en faire les différents, mais je peux tout leur donner. Sauvegarder, mettons, sauvegarder, sauvegarder, sauvegarder. Alright. Alright, fait que tous mes personnages ont plus 25% de dégâts, c'est hein? That's good, that's good, not bad, not bad.
Inspectore, if you don't mind me asking, you're awfully familiar with the owner of the tavern.
He was a close friend of my family's when I was younger. Before I joined the portieri, he shared his purse with us. Helped us get through rough times.
That's sweet.
And naive. Most contadini can't even fend for themselves. What sense is there in
Salut
sharing?
Claire, il va bien
What
bader.
sense is there in not keeping everything to yourself? What's the use?
Ah, the stone-cold girl finally shows a sliver
Comment
of a
est-ce qu'il va
heart.
bader?
It just doesn't make sense.
Le scarabée sanglant. Je peux mettre ça ailleurs, ça dérange pas ici.
The street to get you to the Bleeding Beetle's down this way, sir. Too small for the coach.
We'll be waiting for you here, whenever you're done.
Good. Comment est-ce qu'il va? Que dalle.
It's just ahead.
Je sais que c'est tout droit devant, mais on va vérifier pareil, il n'y a rien de caché. Ah,
That's him, the one with the flute.
He's good.
Among the city's best. We should get closer.
ah, un petit masque de cachet en plus. Ah, bien fait, bien fait. Un masque brut. Pour qui? C'est celui de qui qu'on vient de trouver? Ah, c'est le mien. Je crois bien. Lui, il l'avait déjà. Elle en a... Oui, elle l'avait déjà, ça. Ah, c'est peut-être elle aussi. Je me rappelle pas de l'avoir catché, celle-là. Ok. Toujours bon de vérifier. Je sais pas qu'est-ce que je peux faire encore avec ces putains de bouts de masque-là, mais c'est sûr que ça va servir à quelque chose.
By the ages.
What do you see?
There, over by the side. That man with the guards. That's Isander Urshel. He's the leader of the Salt
C'est chaud,
Breeders,
mon gars.
one of the smaller
Dernier
masculine factions that
dernier
existed
jour
before the war. Apparently,
canicule?
they're still around.
I've heard of them. Getting Contadoni addicted to stone salt,
Nous autres,
then
c'est pas très beau, il
charging
pleut à matin.
exorbitantly.
Il va pleuvoir pas
They've
mal toute la
practically
journée.
robbed hundreds of families of their stability.
Pas très très beau
And nothing's
ici.
been done about it.
And nothing will be done.
Je suis sûr que tu préférais ma
Not
pluie
today,
à
at
ton
least.
37 degrés.
Remember who we're here for.
Thank you, thank you.
He's getting away.
Marshal, don't do anything.
Elle a pas écouté
You,
ben ben, un petit
stay
manchon.
where you are.
What are you doing?
What? Protect me.
Oh, great.
Justice will blind you.
Il y en a un autre, je l'avais même pas vu. Ah, rien d'évident, c'est Yes, bon, ben, on va te souhaiter une bonne journée également, mon chum. Fais attention à toi. On se les
That
jase.
man is Lysander.
I know who he is, damn it! He has a contract on his head for blood's sake!
You mean that...
Forget it! I see you're with Armadea. You're here for the Bloodless?
Yes.
Then you will listen to me. Lysander is a large man, with a love for large spaces. He will not take any of the alleyways, and neither will you.
What do you mean by...
You will follow him, chase him, and he will send his guards to stop you. Be a dear and take care of them for me.
What do you do?
Slip through the shadows. If you do your job right and keep him running down the wide street, I'll be able to take care of him once he's alone. I repeat, alone. That means...
No guards, we get it.
Good. Then go before you lose him.
J'aurais pensé qu'il aurait fallu que je suive. Mais non, ok, on se pousse. On se popo.
Stop! There's 3 of them. We can take them on. Protect me!
For the light!
It's heating up! I need help!
Just scratch.
That is a lesson I won't forget.
Don't let him get away!
Stop! I can't run. We have to fight!
The light will cut you down!
A little wounded, Agent. I can't take it. Agent, that is a lesson I won't forget.
Inspiration, trophée obtenu.
There, ahead.
Je l'ai pas encore pogné.
Going somewhere? Well, Lysander. You've been a tough rat to catch.
I did nothing wrong.
Oh, how entertaining the words of the ignorant can sometimes be. You consider ruining the lives of hundreds of Contadani nothing wrong.
They came to me for the salt. They wanted it. I never forced it on them.
No. You simply lied to them. Told them it was medication. And then you watched their lives fall apart in front of you as you grew fat upon their innocence.
I won't do it again. You have my word. I'll give them back the money, I swear.
A kind offer. How unlike you, Lysander.
People change.
Go then. The Laborus will keep its ear out for you. If we hear that you have not been true to your word.
Hunt me again, I'll say.
A fair deal. Off you go then. Now, time for the real show.
Think you can threaten me?
So much cleaner for the heart when they fall upon their own blade, wouldn't you say?
You knew he was going to try that.
Of course I did. Stick around in my vein of work long enough, and you learn that people like that never change. But the lot of you clearly haven't been in this vein for very long.
Silence, bloodling.
And you are in a position to say such a thing. You who ruined the entire plan.
As if you even had a plan. You're nothing but...
Lysander Urshel is a man of habit and a man of fine hearing. After every strong performance he witnesses, he retreats to his abode in the dim way, intent on scribing out the music. This is the only time you will ever catch him without his guards, the time when his neck is most ripe for the cutting. So yes, O Golden One, I had a plan. But come, enough talk of the dead. You've helped me clear a contract. I suppose introductions are at least necessary? My name is Vasco Tessitore, bloodling of the Laboris Salis.
And I...
Inspectore Cicero Gavar of the Registry, Amadea Invidius, initiate of the Dieci Sovrani, and Lumbering Cow, mistake of the Luca Infinita.
How dare you!
Hold, Marshal. We've come with a purpose. Do not forget that. We need to speak with the Bloodless.
I'd guessed as much when I saw Amadea with you. Though I am curious to ask, such strange company you're keeping, my dear.
Well, the winds of change are blowing strong.
And the paths of the supple carried along. I see. Well...
Oh, don't stop there.
I'm sorry?
Certainly you'll not quote one half of the song without the other. The branches of death lull to its beat,
and in their wake do the sleepers weep. Oh, truly, what a choice of companion, Amadea.
You know the song?
My brother taught it to me, yes. It seems you've forgotten who I am.
I'm afraid I had.
Excuse me, what is going on?
Nothing, Marshal. Just exchanging words about an old ditty. But enough of that. I'm sure we'll have more time to talk later, yes?
Of course.
We'll head back to the estiguary. We can all speak a little bit more then. A question, Bloodling, before we talk business.
Aye, sir?
You sing songs and tell tales of the lives of others, yes?
That I do. I also eat and drink and sometimes sleep.
Have you ever heard of a young boy who went by the name of Jabs before? His mother had been a dirge in the Laboris as well, Talia Victus.
Not names that chime in my memory, no. Why?
D'après moi, on vient de trouver le 5e élément de mon équipe. En plus, il y a de l'air de contrôler le vent. Ça doit être pas pire.
He must be quite the fetching man.
Oh, if he were alive, perhaps.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It has been enough years for that wound to close. Forget I ever brought it up.
My, what a beauty. Already you're taking me to the good places in Spatore.
Marshal, if you'd watch him, I don't want him breaking anything inside.
Does that include his face?
Why didn't you tell me earlier?
What did you expect me to say? Hello, I was a mask runner. I hope you don't mind.
When you use mask runner code phrases in front of me, that's basically what you're saying anyway. Why did you suggest the Bloodless? Surely you know where Lysandra is?
It's been years since I left the Malacate. He's the best lead we have.
Why did you leave?
Reasons.
All right, I won't pry.
What?
Most of the time when people ask why I left the city, I usually feel like introducing them to my fist, so... Yes, I understand if you don't want to talk about it. Besides, it's not why you're here anyway.
You're right. It's not.
What?
We'll continue this another time.
Il a vu l'autre, lui, il l'aimera pas. Il a même pas voulu venir le chercher. Quoique la fille non plus, elle l'aime pas, ben, mais c'est pas grave. Elle est venue au moins.
Enough, Mariner!
What's going on?
Ah, Inspectore. Perhaps you can be of assistance in this matter.
Why did you bring him back here?
We are to speak to him in the privacy of our lodging. I see no issue with that.
Honestly, neither do I.
Do not speak to me of honesty. You work for the Bloodless. You don't even understand the word.
Kaldin, what is wrong with you?
With me? This man is a tool the Bloodless has used to spread his tides of corruption through the city. Why do you bring him into this house?
To get your brother back. Now sit. We are having civil conversation.
I'm exciting, I know.
Now is not the time for glibness.
All right. The Bloodless has numerous contracts, each with varying difficulty. It is my task to judge which contract is worthy of the price you demand.
2 questions are all we wish to ask.
Ask away.
I do not believe you should be privy to these questions.
Agreed. Your tongue is far too loose to trust.
Ha! Understand this, if nothing else. I have not survived as an agent of the Bloodless by dancing through the streets, tongue-wagging. If this discussion is to progress any further, you must first pay me with trust.
The first step into the mire.
Silence, Mariner! You are seated in the quiet chair. You are not allowed to speak unless you come and sit at the speaking table. Rules of civilized conversation. So, what shall it be then, Inspectore?
We wish to ask him the following questions.
Cicero!
Chair!
The mask runners have a figure in their ranks they call the Herald. Where can we find him?
All right. And?
Where can we find Lysandra Rorik?
For those 2 questions, I have a contract in mind. Perhaps the Mariner would like to be here to hear it in its entirety?
I can hear you fine from here.
Fine. It is a matron.
What?
I can hear you fine from here.
Explain yourself.
Did someone say something?
Explain.
The contract has been placed on the Matron of the Withering Mast.
Matron Beneva?
The Withering Mast is a ward of the Sorelle known for taking in single mothers with little hope left in the world.
And in doing so has only helped dozens of mothers and their families.
No. She has abused the women. Plunged them into a life of prostitution. Their children are not spared that fate. There are some in this city that would pay heavy crescents for a child.
Liar.
You do well to understand how seriously the Laboris take their contracts, Mariner. If the intelligence says that she is guilty, be assured that you will find no evidence otherwise.
And if we fulfill this contract, the Bloodless will meet us?
The Bloodless will give you your answers. Yes.
She is a matron of the Sorelle, Cicero. A matron of my guild. I need to see for myself if this is true. I'm going.
No. You have a vested interest in this, Mariner.
But I...
And seeing another Sorelle asking about her ward, it'll raise flags, don't you think?
You're right. I'll take along 2 of the others. Any more and it'll be suspicious.
We'll await your decision downstairs, then.
Quite a temper back there.
The man brings dark tides, and I do not like it.
What do you have against him?
Some burdens are better borne on the shoulders of many. Mine are not such burdens. But I appreciate the thought.
Razatov is somewhere out there, and I need your mind on this. Fully. I can see dark clouds in your eyes. You are drifting from this investigation. I don't want that. Whatever these burdens of yours are, if you ever think sharing them might help...
The others are waiting for you.
Just remember my offer.
Cicero! Ven was telling me we had a special guest.
Livia! I missed you last night.
I was out with Damien. We had some errands to run. Shopping for Seho's sojourn. It's tomorrow, after all.
Damien?
Oh, Cicero. It's been that long, hasn't it?
I'm afraid I'm missing something.
Cicero, meet Damien Marimbus, our son.
Pa, is this?
That's him, all right.
Wow. Pleasure, sir. A real pleasure.
What awful stories has your father told you about me?
Oh, awful? You're kidding, sir. Nothing short of amazing they are.
Oh, Ven.
I speak the truth. What can I say?
I'm sorry for taking your time, Cicero. You're busy, I'm sure. And we have preparations to make for the festival, but it was nice seeing you again.
And you as well, Livia. You won't be going off from here anytime soon, will you?
No, we'll be seeing you around, Cicero. Don't worry.
Excellent. Then until next time. So, found anything?
I wasn't able to do very much without the proper tools. Livia's got them from the market, though, so I'll be able to conduct further tests now, but nothing so far.
Well, if you do find anything, let me know, all right?
Of course.
Amadea.
Not now.
I wasn't going to talk about that. I was going to ask about how you knew the bloodling.
Same thing.
You met him as a mask runner?
I thought you said you weren't going to talk about it.
I just need to know if we can trust him.
We can.
All right. If you say so. So, how is Fabio taking the news?
He doesn't plan to stand in your way, if that's what you mean. He's as interested in the nature of them as we are.
Do you think you'll say the same once we find out what they actually do?
You ask when you already know the answer.
Right. I was just hoping, I suppose.
Look forward, Inspectore. We have work to do.
Settled in already, I see.
It's quite the lovely place you have, really. And quite the motley crew as well.
Don't I know it?
It's not every day you see drops of colors in such close proximity. Golds and blues and browns. Makes me wonder, though, what strange reasons glue this lot together?
Perhaps if you do your job, you might find out.
Yes, of course. We'd best get on with it then, no?
Terrain d'entraînement. Le terrain d'entraînement est accessible à partir de la cour de... Ouais, ok. Rendez-vous au terrain d'entraînement pour réaliser vos compétences. Pourquoi? Pour réinitialiser vos compétences et en tester de nouvelles. Ça peut être chill, mais j'aime bien comment je suis monté pour le moment. Mais ça viendra peut-être plus tard. Ça là-dessus, j'ai rien trouvé de nouveau. Tout le monde est toujours... Ah non, ben lui du coup non. C'est effectivement mon nouveau personnage. On est équipe complète. Équipe complète. Et du coup... 3. 4, 15, c'était quasiment sûr que lui... Réduit de 5 le délai de récupération de toutes les compétences. Du 10% du niveau de... Canalise un esprit et l'emplacement visé pour infliger 8 points de dégâts de base par seconde. Tous les ennemis présents dans le rayon. Ouh! Mis dans un rayon en plus. Les vitesses d'attaque. Délai de récupération de compétences de tous les alliés présents dans le rayon d'action. Ce requiem est réduit par 0.3. Je vais revenir, moi, parce que... Oups, ça cogne en tabarnak.